Hello, what's up? Ali here, and today we are going to transfer and play our PS1 games on our PS2 internal hard drive. The benefits of this procedure is that it is so much faster and smoother playing on our internal hard drive compare on using just the external hard drive. But the downside here, it takes a lot of work for it to work. So we are going to go through some process here, and hopefully you do bear with me, but we'll try to make this tutorial as easy as possible by breaking down the process into simpler parts. And having said that, let me go ahead and introduce the files that we are going to need. We need the POPSTARTER.ELF for our PS2 to recognize our PS1 games. And we need the updated OPL loader in case your OPL version does not support PS1 games yet. We need the updated U launcher in case your U launcher does not support creating a directory on your PS2 hard drive. And also, we are going to need two files that unfortunately we won't be able to provide a link for this because these two files are copyrighted, but it is so much easy to find this on Google. So just type in the file name ioprp252.img and the pops.elf. And once you have those files, we are also going to need our RAD Host Client. This is going to be our FTP client for us to be able to transfer files from our PC to PS2. By the way, this video is also how we can FTP between our PS2 and PC. By doing this, you don't need your USB going back and forth just to having to transfer files. For all these files to work, we need the exact directory. For me, what I did was I have prepared a USB and created a folder here, PS2 hard drive. This will act as our PS2 hard drive. And what we are going to do is we are going to create directories here, and we are going to place the files on the specific folder where we have to place them in our internal hard drive so that we can make sure that we are placing the folder. So let us create here __ command. So we are also going to create this on the PS2 hard drive. All right, so this is __ common, and inside this folder we are going to create a folder pops, and inside the folder pops we are going to place these two files here, the two copyrighted files, the ioprp252.img and the pops.elf. And also after that we are going to create a /OPL folder, and here in this folder we are going to create another folder pops, and we are going to place here the POPSTARTER.ELF. And also we are going to create __.pops. Here we are going to place all of our VCD files. By the way, for our PS2 to read our PS1 games, it should be on the VCD format. We have a separate video how we can convert our ISO files or our games to VCD format. And after converting the game to the VCD format, we need to have the right file name. And the format of the file name must be the game ID separated by the dot, the file name .vcd. By the way, these note here, these are the directories that we need on our PS2. So for example, I have placed here my Valkyrie profile game. So first we are going to place the game ID or the game code dot the file name, then .vcd. I just created a note here so we can easily track all of the files if they are in the correct directories. Okay, so once everything has been prepared, it is now time for us to prepare our FTP. And to do that, we need our PS2 IP address. To check our PS2 IP address, let us launch our launcher. On the configuration, I have already prepared my U launcher, but for the benefit of this video, we are going to remove these two applications here. So let us remove this. Then we need the hard disk loader or the hard disk manager. We can find them in the miscellaneous here, HDD manager. Then the PS2net, again on the miscellaneous. Now going back on our PC, let us run our client, this one. So here we are going to enter the IP address of our PS2, and to check our IP address, we can check it here, network IP address. By the way, on the gateway, make sure that you have the right IP address of your modem, and that the IP address of your PS2 must be available. So once you are satisfied with the values, so click on save, and we can now press on OK and run our PS2 net. Alright. And here on our client, we can place here the directories that can be accessed by our PS2. So we placed here the folder that we created that will act as our PS2 internal hard drive, so it will be easier to recognize the right directories. So you can just drag and drop the folder here. And we also place the directory of our PS1 games. So also again, to be able to access them directly on our PS2. So just drag and drop the directory on the client. And you will see here the red sign because it is not yet connected. If it's not turning if it is not turning green, you can just play around with the file browser, checking the host. And if it's still not turning green, you may go ahead and relaunch the application. But it's now green, so that means that we are now able to check the directory from our PC. So let us check our host, and here are the directories. So from here, we may now be able to transfer our files from PC to PS2. It's so much easier compared to just using the USB. But if you prefer using USB, then you can just check on the file browser, then plug in your USB, and you may find the contents of your USB here on the mass. And once everything has been set, let us go ahead and run our hard drive manager. Okay, so I'm using a hard drive with the size of 120 gig, and you will see the details of your hard drive here. So to be able to format our hard drive, just press on R1, then create, then format, and wait for it to finish. So I just formatted it, but let us format it again. And once the format has been completed, we may now be able to start or create a partition. We'll first create a partition that will be used for our PS1 games. And to create a partition, click on R1, then create. For the PS1 game, so we need a partition named underscore dot pops. So you can see that here on our note. This is a directory of our PS1 games. I'm sorry, I forgot to place your dot. There you go. I'm sorry if I wasn't able to notice that a while ago, but this is the correct directory for our PS1 games. Underscore, then pops. Then enter. And I mean, okay. And from here, you may now be able to allocate a partition for your PS1. But be careful because the partition that you will create is only for the PS1 games. And you cannot place any PS1 games outside of this partition. So you have to make sure that you are going to allocate a desired partition for your PS1 only, and avoid having too much partition more than your need for your PS1 games. But for me, I will just create here 20 gig because I'm the type of person that hate jumping from one game to another. But I have a lot of favorite PS1 games, but I want to play them one at a time, or two at a time, or three at a time. But I will choose here 23 gig, and now create a partition. And we now have a partition for our PS1 games. We may place our PS1 games here for it to work. But for that to work, we still have to create a folder for our OPL. And for that, it will be so much easier for OPL to let OPL do the job. So let us first run our OPL. And on our OPL, click on settings and make sure that this one hard drive or HDD device start mode is on auto. And also PS1 games display mode is on auto. Then click on OK. Then click on save. This will create the folders that we need for our OPL. And once that has been done, we may now go back to our U launcher. Alright, so once we have relaunched our U launcher, our RAD host client will stop working. So if we check our host here, we will no longer have an access to our host and there. So we just have to relaunch our client. It will go back to red and just run our PS2 net. And it will go back to green. We may now transfer our PS1 games to our PS2. By the way, let us first check the folders that was created by our OPL. You can check that here on our HDD 0. Here, this is the folders for our PS1. So in case you have downloaded arts for your games, you may download or you may copy and paste those files here on the art folders. In case you want to beautify your game manager, you may use your OPL manager for that. And we are going to create a separate video for our OPL manager. Using our OPL manager, we can rename our games for them to be recognized by our OPL, and we may also download and customize our artwork for the games. And for now, we are going to place the files that we need on the right folders. So this is the reason why we have created the folder ahead. What we need first are the two copyrighted files. So let's go back to the host, and on the PS2 HDD 0, let's go back to common and just copy the POPS folder and place it inside the common folder. And if we check it here are the two files. Then we need the POPSTARTER.ELF. We will see that on our POPS folder, the plus POPS here. Copy the POPS folder, the whole POPS folder, and paste it in the OPL folder. And we can see here the POPS folder with the POPSTARTER.ELF. And lastly, we are now ready to transfer our PS1 games. So let's go back to the host. And this is the folder where I place my PS1 games. Let us just transfer the Legend of Legaia first. Copy. Then let's go back to the right folder, the underscore dot pops, and we are going to place it here. This may take some time, and if you are using a USB, it will take a longer time. So like we have mentioned earlier, it is so much faster and easier using the FTP. So we'll come back after the transfer is finished. All right, so the transfer has been completed, and it is now time to check the games. So you may add any games you want, but not all games are compatible with POPStarter. So there is actually a list of the compatible games, but most of the time it will work. I think the compatibility rate is around 90%. So we have a good amount of games that are working on our internal hard drive. So let us now check our game. So let us run our OPL. And this is our game, Legend of Legaia. In case you have done all of the procedures but your game is not showing up here, make sure that you have all the file names correctly. Make sure that you have placed all of the files on the right folders. In case the game is not showing here, then here is our guide for the directories. Just follow all of these directories, and you can make sure that you will see your games here. And let us first check the game. Legend of Ligaya. Hi! So refreshing to hear this sound. By the way, on our next video, we are going to show you how we can use DualShock 3 and DualShock 4 controllers on your PS2. It will be just a short video because I don't have the Bluetooth dongle first, so I won't be able to use it wirelessly. So we'll first need a cable for it to work. But if you have a cable, then you will be able to use your PS3 controllers or your PS4 controllers on your PS2. So please do wait for that video. And here is our game. And this is the end of our video. So in case we have missed an important steps, or in case you have some questions or suggestions, please do let me know and I will definitely address them. And again, this is Ali. Thank you so much, and if you found this video helpful, please do leave a thumbs up for me, and please do subscribe, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.